It's review time, and for today we're going to be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Jessica Cruz Green Lantern figure. This is the first time we've ever gotten Jessica Cruz in action figure form at any time, any place, ever. And that's because she hasn't been a Green Lantern for that long, really, in the grand scheme of DC Universe history, so that's pretty exciting. You can see she comes with the lanterns, some little Green Lantern-y accessories, and Build-A-Figure pieces. We turn it around here, we can see all the other figures that come in the wave here. We got Superman and Batwoman, which I've opened by now. We have Two-Face, and we have the TV-verse Martian Manhunter. Take all the Build-A-Figure parts, put them all together, you get the turd monster Clayface. Jessica Cruz here is figure number 3, so she comes with apparently both legs. That's a bonus. I can put the legs on the groin. Now I just gotta open the body and get the other arm, and then I can build Clayface. It will be amazing. Anyway, you've seen me talk about this figure enough in the package, so let's just go ahead and take her out. Out you come, Jess. And here's what you get. So you get the 2 Turd-Log Clayface Build-A-Figure legs. Which side do they go on? I don't want to mess this up. Is that right? I hope so. Otherwise I've got his legs on the wrong feet. No, that looks about right. Yeah, that looks right. You get a bunch of these lantern-y lightning things for making her look all powerful, like she's expelling lantern energy. And you get this little lantern, which is noticeably a lot different than the previous DC Universe Classics lantern. I prefer the DC Universe Classics lantern. There's more detail to it. This one seems really, really basic. Like it would have actually came with, say, the Total Heroes Green Lantern. You know, Mattel actually reuses stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is the Total Heroes lantern that never came with the Green Lantern. I don't know. I never did buy the big John Stewart pack. Did that come with a lantern? Anyway, it's definitely a different lantern than your typical DC Universe Classics. And then, of course, we have the bit that everyone showed up for, which is the Jessica Cruz figure. Not too bad. At a glance, I think I like her so far. We gotta take a closer look, but so far, I think I like her. Let's just get that lantern out of her hand. One thing I've noticed right off the bat, though, with this lantern is it's really, really, like, spinny. And as soon as you get it in her hand, it wants to do this and go like that. I'm not sure if I'll keep this one around with her. I might replace it with just a regular Green Lantern power battery. This one is just a bit of a nuisance. Jess Cruz, of course, is one of the newest Green Lanterns alongside Simon Baz, and together in the Justice League, they both are on the League as Green Lanterns, which is kind of cool to have 2 lanterns at once, but they're both new, and they're both still learning the ropes, so it makes sense that they'd be there together, watching each other's back. Now this figure, close up, if we just have a little peek at her face, the face is done nicely. Around the eyes is painted crisp. The lantern symbol around her eye looks really nice. The hair's painted nicely. No paint blops. On her symbol here, there's a little bit of a paint blop, which is, you know, kind of sucky. That's, I guess, par for the course for getting a mass-produced Mattel figure. On the back here, we got... Oh, look at that. Look at all that writing. There's so much writing on her back right there, but at least they put it under the hair, which is kind of cool. Who poses Jessica Cruz like that anyway? You're posing her from the front. And all the way down, you got the green cut right up the middle there. You got the boots, and the paint apps on the boots are fairly crisp. The thing, you know what? One thing I gotta say for the Multiverse figures so far, because we are 3 for 3, no actual sculpting at the top of the boots on Jessica Cruz, or on Batwoman, or on Superman. It's all just painted. So yeah, I would have liked to see Mattel do that, but obviously they're not going to be up for doing that. There's no sculpting up here at the top of her gloves either. So the only real new sculpting they've done with Jessica for this figure is the head and the hair. The body looks like it's just a female generic multiverse buck. Now, if that helps them make more figures, you know, I'm pretty much fine with that. I would prefer the sculpting, but, you know, if that's going to help us get, say, 50 figures as opposed to 30, then I would rather take the 50, as long as the paint apps are nice and crisp. And this one's not too bad, actually. It's pretty good. Articulation for Jessica Cruz is going to be as follows. Typical, I'm guessing now, for female multiverse figures. So you have that articulation right here replacing the ab crunch, and it's actually pretty good. Like, it does afford a fair range of movement. Nothing here at the waist, no waist swivel, which for me is fine. I don't need my female characters to have a waist swivel. I have no problem with that. The shoulders are going to be typical of DC Universe Classics, the exact same, you know, round 360 swivel hinge. You got your elbows, and they swivel. There's a lot of movement in these elbows. Single jointed, I know lots of people wanted there to be double, but it's only single. You got the wrist articulation on a hinge, and it's also on a swivel. And then again here, this is the new multiverse articulation from the waist down. So you've got the groin, which appears to be on some kind of a ball joint. You got your articulation at the top of the leg rather than down here above the knee, like older DC Universe Classics, and there's no cut the same way that a DC Universe Classics used to be. All of the multiverse figures, I also want to point out, all of them, their butts actually kind of get in the way of some of the articulation. So there's that. If you really want your figures to be articulated, just bear in mind that they don't go back very far because their bums get in the way. However, she does have the double jointed knees, which is going to be customary for the multiverse figures. That's going to be the new standard. You have your ankle articulation and no rocker. A lot of people want that rocker. No rocker here. And there's not a whole lot of movement forward or back. I guess that's a fair amount. I mean, she, could be going skiing. Whoosh. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with her, and I'm putting money on the idea that this will likely be the only Jessica Cruz Green Lantern figure we likely ever see. I'm just putting it out there. This will probably be it. Here we see Jessica Cruz alongside some other Rebirth-era Justice League compadres. We got Batman, we got the DC Icons Big Barda Wonder Woman because she's way too big to fit with the rest of the DC Icons, but however, she fits perfect here and she's going to make a great stand-in until the Multiverse Wonder Woman's released. Then we have Superman from One and the Same Wave. This is actually the DC Unlimited Flash figure, but he wears the exact same costume in Rebirth. I do have a Rebirth Flash showing up from the 2-pack that came with Ezra Miller. It's just not here yet. And then we've also got my head swap Aquaman. Close enough. Good enough. I do want to point out, though, that Simon Baz is on the way, and I believe the next wave. So we're very close to getting our Rebirth Justice League. All we need is a Cyborg, which there doesn't seem to be any sign of on the horizon whatsoever. Great. I also wanted to show you that here's what she looks like with her, these things on. It's a pain in the butt to get these on and have them look like they're supposed to. I probably messed this up. This probably is not how they go. Hold on, let me look at the back of the box. Nope, no help. We're on our own. I guess that's how they go. Anyhow, that's it. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It means a whole lot to me. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like on it so I know that you liked it. Leave any comments you have down in the comment section below because I like to hear from you and I read absolutely every comment. And if you think you might like to see more from this channel show up in your inbox, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and ding the bell and you'll never miss a video. And I'll see you next time. Take care, super friends.